All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this episode of the Note Closer Show. We are honored to have back an amazing individual who just has a passion for helping people succeed. And honestly, as we like to say, weaponize their credit or help themselves make themselves much more fundable out there. And I will tell you this is probably one of the few guys that has more energy than me on a regular basis. The man, the myth, the CreditSense wizard, Mr. Merrill Chandler. Good morning, bud.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, man. We had a lot of great likes, downloads on your previous episode from a month ago. So we've made this a staple. The first Wednesday of every month will now be credits or Merrill Wednesday, should we say? That's good stuff out there. And Merrill, one for those that haven't caught that or are listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher or watching this across all 40 different smart TV channels, including YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff out there. Take a second, share who you are and what CreditSense and Z Funding is all about first.
Absolutely. So I have a long history of being in the credit space. I co-founded Lexington Law Firm back in 1992, spent years there developing out the very best of premier disputing technology, but I learned that you cannot dispute your way to fundability. Taking off a few negative items off a credit report is not going to help you get your mortgage or get a car or get business lines of credit, right? Or business loans. And so I separated from Lexington and built CreditSense to deliver what I call credit funding optimization technology. It literally balances both your personal credit profile, your business fundability, so that you can optimize everything that a lender is looking for to make sure you get approved. So not only do we know what we call the FICO 40, the 40 characteristics that FICO measures, but we also have complete a download of lender underwriting guidelines so we can help you hack those guidelines and get approved. So my history has been the last 25 years in the credit and funding space, but more than anything, as Scott said, I love this stuff. I mean, it just gives me a charge. And so whenever I have an opportunity, like with Scott or any of the events I go to, we love just downloading as much free information as we can to empower you to make a difference. You get that car, get that home, get your business funding that you want that's going to just elevate your notes business, your real estate investment business, et cetera.
Yeah, that is so true out there. And you've got raving fans, raving clients that love what you do. We're fans of you guys. You guys do an amazing job. Steph's working with you guys. Not that she had bad credit to begin with at all, but working to get some things tweaked. And
that's the point.
Yep.
60-70% of my clients have they have no blemishes on their credit, not a late pay, not a collection, nothing. But they're not as fundable as they could be, or they have 800 plus credit scores and can't get a dime in business credit and don't know why. So just like Stephanie's case, you don't have to have bad credit to optimize your entire fundable process, right? If you do have bad credit, there are steps we can do. We just consider that another impediment, an obstacle to fundability. It's just one more thing we need to do to get you into those lender approvals.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is you're not a credit repair company. You're a credit optimization company. There's a big difference in there. And that's the beautiful thing is you won't have like where you work with your clients for a month. You've got a relationship that you're working with your clients till they get lines of credit. You're working with them either a year or as long as it takes to get what, 100 grand, right? At least in lines.
In credit lines, not business credit cards, not a business loan, not a mortgage, 100 grand in 3 to 7% credit lines. Write a check, do a deal credit lines.
Yeah, and we've got some students that in your clients of yours that got a lot more than 100 grand in lines of credit too. We know that.
Yes, one of your your students has got a $500,000 in her first delivery in her first round of funding from one creditor at 3.6%, unsecured. I mean, and we just had another one of your clients, 700 grand, but it was between 4 lenders, but it was 700 grand. I'm like, 4 lenders. Oh, those peasants, it's like, So they're happy as can be, and I'm talking to my team. Why didn't we get this in 3 or 2 lenders, right? So we have bigger goals for you than you do. I promise you.
you and your team have got some real good skills on stuff. Let's just put it out there. But
we're ninjas.
Let's talk about a couple things here. Last episode was great last month with stuff there, but let's talk about some of the little things, maybe some of the biggest unknowns that affect people from getting weaponizing their credit. There's some little things. So you shared some things on Note Camp, and you'll be speaking on Note Camp here next weekend as well. We've got a great spot for you. Really excited about it. You got a big announcement here. We're going to share in about 20 minutes as well for people out there too. So stay tuned to this. We're making this episodes very special for everybody out there.
Yeah,
they're tuning in on regular things. We're gonna love it. So sorry, go ahead, Merrill.
Yeah, a couple of things that are unknowns, right? Now, FICO denies this till the day they die. It is the funniest thing. They'll be like, no, I'm sorry, this is not true. Your identity is the #1 fundability issue across the board. We just had a client, we do office hours for my clients, just like a good old education campus. We have office hours twice a week where I'm on the phone, and if I'm at an event, Brad, our chief funding officer, we are on the phone in a conference call, and you get to ask whatever question you want, kind of just like this, right? So a client comes in and he goes, I came to you guys with a 780. Think about that, but he couldn't get any funding. And then we work on his identity, right? We get rid of a bunch of addresses, get variations of his name. There were some hiccups on his employment, things like that. And he's like, my score, not another change on the entire profile before the score change. And he got 25-point increase. He's like sitting at 720 now, or 820, excuse me, just from the changes on his personal identity and how it's registered. And he's like, I don't understand this. I said, FICO will deny it. When I was back at FICO World and I'm talking to the CEO and the score development teams, they're emphatic. Identity has nothing to do with your score. And I'm like, okay, why do I have all this anecdotal evidence then that says that that's true? I don't want to make you guys wrong, because they don't want to give away their secret sauce. Granted, no harm, no foul. But we need to understand that we're data points. The greatest mystery is you think you are Scott Carson to the data, to the credit bureaus and to FICO and to lenders. You're not. You are a data set. And that data set is one degree or another of trustworthy. And if you have multiple versions of your name, Merrill Chandler, Merrill R. Chandler, Merrill Ray Chandler, that's 3 sets of individuation in the data. So they don't know who they're lending to, because Merrill R. Chandler is not the same data as Merrill Ray Chandler. Same with your name. Maiden names will screw you up left and right, because they don't care that you're married, they care what the last name is and whether it matches. So all of these things are really powerful. And in the announcement we have a little bit later, we're going to actually help you fix all of this stuff in a live event. We won't get there now, but we're going to help you fix all of this stuff for an insanely low price. Rather than paying our higher fees or whatever, we're holding an online boot camp where we spend 2 days.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
So stay with us, because I'm not going to tell you anymore, because apparently I just can't keep a secret. Well, and I can't keep any of FICO's secrets. That's for damn sure.
Good stuff here. Because I tell you guys, he gets excited about this, gets off running. It's like a top get off running. But anyway, that's okay. So let's talk. So if you have, are you advocating married women don't change their last name?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So sorry, men who want to. No, I'm not saying don't change your last name. What I'm saying is that if you choose to maintain a financial identity separate from your spouse, you can take a last name for community, even on your marriage certificate. Lenders don't ask for a marriage certificate, right? You can take the last name however you want. But if you want to maximize your funding capacity, then we recommend in married couples or partnerships that you maintain separate last names just with the lenders, just with the credit bureaus, and just on your applications. Be a happy married couple, hopefully for the next 4 lifetimes. But if you do change it, then you've got to at least change it across the board, get rid of all the old versions as far as the credit bureau databases are concerned. Our target, our bullseye, because it's a target and you can hit the target at 100 yards with an arrow, you're still swinging, you're still killing it. But our goal is to get down to that bullseye, and that's one version of all your data points, one version of your name, one social security number, one date of birth, and you'd be surprised. Your spouses, if you did a mortgage together, you may have 2 social security numbers on your report. You also need to, and then one address. And if you guys have notes or real estate investment properties, you may have multiple addresses because that mortgage was done in your name. We got to clean all of that up, and we're going to show you how here soon.
That is a true key. I used to always, it reminds me of the analogy that just popped up when I was a mortgage broker. We used to always think that every mortgage is like a long hallway with so many doors on the side. And our job to get the net note or that mortgage funded was to make sure that if every time we got to a door, we had a sticky note in the door that it was all cleared off. We had that checked off when we were pulling the credit report. We had an exception letter. We had all that stuff. So at the very end, they had no place to go but go through that funding door. And so it's very similar, like what you were saying there, hey, getting these things cleared off of old addresses, old, not aliases, but making sure it's the same thing across the board.
Errors, data entry errors. I mean, I before I cleaned it up, I had Merrill Chandler, MERLE, right? I mean, you wouldn't believe all the data entry. If you're not filling out an online app, if you're filling out a manual app, those are actually being transmitted to Malaysia for data entry. They don't know what a Merrill Chandler is, so they're just whipping away data entering, and we get what we get. You are in charge of making sure that there is clarity on who they're lending to, because if there's not, your limits are going to go down if you're approved, or you're going to get denied, or it's going to go to manual underwriting, and then enjoy.
Yeah, when you see it's the manual underwriting, it's almost always a no.
Well, that's what all of our clients experience. They're like, why am I getting no's? I have an 810 credit score. Why am I getting a no? And I'm like, because paying your bills on time is one of 40 characteristics that FICO measures, right? And we won't even get into scorecards and all the variations of how they use those 40. We have to be in charge of our own fundability, guys. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm. Michael Slowin asks here online, I've heard that FICO, depending on the version, will drop if you have one card over 30% utilization in addition to total utilization of all available credit being 30% plus. Is that correct?
It's actually, well, your score is going to go down above 1%, 10%, 20, 30, 50, et cetera. It's just going to keep going down. The magic number you never want to go over is 39%. The second it hits 40%, you start getting significant. You don't just end up with lower score because your score's been dropping through all those higher percentages. What's going to happen is you're going to red flag your account for special notice and special review in the risk department, not in client relations or customer service. Big department different, guys. You don't want to be in risk department. So that number is 39%, sir.
Cool. That's a great answer on that aspect. Thanks for asking, Michael. Todd LaPierre says Merrill is always so full of energy, which is great.
Hi, Todd. How are you? Yeah, one of our raving fans. I'm a fan of Todd as well. He's just slaying it out there. So well done, Todd. Doing
a great job out there. Now let's talk about this stuff. People often worry about, I can just send letters in disputing things to get things removed from my credit and stuff like that. Would you want to talk about the the effectiveness of that, or the falsehood or the truth to that, Merrill?
So we call that disputing. That's technically credit repair. Traditional credit repair in any form is writing a letter and hoping to the credit gods that something comes off. Lexington, the finest in the business, the biggest in the business, advertises on the website 24% deletions over the entire life of the account. Okay. 24% means that there's people getting 60 and 70%, but there are also people getting 1 and 2%. So 24%, that's 2.5 items out of 10 negatives that come off your report. Guys, you cannot dispute or delete accounts to get to fundability. It's not going to happen. The only remote case is if you have perfect credit, high scores, you got a random collection, they happen to take off the collection, and you're back to that great profile. The issue is that most people go derogatory on more than one account. There's always the one-off where you're like, oh, we were in Europe and boating and yachting, and I missed my credit card payment. Well, that 30-day late is going to affect you. You get 40% of the points after year 2 that's aged, and you haven't gotten any more new derogatory accounts. And then another 30% after 2 more years, for a total of 48 months or 4 years. You're still down 30% of the negative drag against your score, but over 4 years, you'll recoup about 70% of that. So it's going to be with you. If you can delete that through the disputing process, awesome. But most of us take multiple hits. If we get one collection, we're getting more than one collection, especially medical bills. If we go late on one and it's not a mistake, it's because there's a financial event going on in our lives. And so we may go late on multiple. So getting rid of all of those is unlikely. It happens for 1 to 2% of credit repair clients. But we optimize good credit so that you can have more opportunities. I've got clients that literally have 800 plus credit scores and still have 3 to 4 judgments and or collections, because we used all of the good credit and bolstered it, because they're out of those 40 that are measured, 30 of them have to do with good credit. Only 10 have to do with derogatory accounts. That means there's 30 ways to improve your profile and score. Language was very intentional. We're not just about the score, but raise your profile quality and score without touching a negative account. That's why you can have 800 plus and still a couple of derogs.
Mm-hmm. But you said something there too. Having a judgment on you can still get stuff funded when you have a judgment on your account, you said, right?
Yes. Because many are score sensitive, many lenders are score sensitive, and as long as that judgment is not last month, it is likely or possible that you're going to get funded, right? But it has to age, because they want to see, are you in the middle of a financial battle, or is that all old, at least 12 to 24 months old?
Mm-hmm. That was a huge nugget from last time that you mentioned. I don't think you spent enough time on, because I think there's people that have been through financial hiccups in the past, or had deals that went south on them and things like that, had a judgment that they're paying off of some sort. So that's a huge aspect of where most people would just completely shut down from thinking, oh, I can't get funded because I have this. That's not the case. That's why we have Merrill on here. That's why we have him he is the premier fundability expert in the country at CreditSense out there. And you guys do such an amazing job. So what I want to do now, though, is hang on, drum roll here, because you've got this huge 20 minutes in. I wanted to make sure that people are here for it. So let me share this here. Now talk about what you've got coming up, Merrill. What's the big announcement here? Hang on. I'm gonna give you a drum roll here. Hang on.
All right. So we're establishing a new process, because since I invented credit funding optimization and the whole notion of fundability, people want to believe it's true. It makes sense that it's true, but they can't look at anybody else or, social proof other than our own testimonials that it's even possible. So what we've done is normally when we go to Note Camp and we do a presentation, we invite people to get what we call a fundability analysis to see how close you are to being fundable, right? But some people don't do that because either the price point or they don't. Everybody would do it if they knew it would, if they knew it would happen just like clockwork, right? Yep. It's that trust factor, even if we have 500 people going, woohoo! So what we've done is we put an interim step in the process. We're doing what we call bootcamp intensives, so what we're going to be announcing at Note Camp is that you can get onto an online 2-day seminar, just like I don't know if I can even compare to the quality and capability that Scott produces his events.
Oh, shucks.
We're gonna have a 2-day event where we're going to be discussing a whole host of things that you can do included in the ticket price, right? $47, guys, to attend a 2-day event, so that if for no other reason, you can clean up your damn identity. You can take a look at what we call a fundability index. You can grade your credit profile. We'll teach you how to grade your own credit profile to see where you land. We're going to be talking about how credit card stacking can kill your golden goose of your personal credit profile. We're going to be looking at what a qualified funding entity is and how to establish one. It's going to be a workshop, guys. You're going to be actually doing the things necessary to make this to make yourself fundable. Now, one of two things happen. At the end, we offer our traditional coaching packages. So there's no difference there. We're going to spend 2 days with you. And if you want to go it alone, feel free. At least you now have some resources and tools to help you. If you want coaching and support and a guarantee of funding, then you just subscribe to our traditional packages. But the good news for us, and let's not have the listeners listen to this, Scott. The good news, but for us, is that everybody who becomes a client is already going to be mostly through their original phase. The slow part of the process, we're going to be doing it right there with them. I'm going to have an entire team of people coaching them live and in color. So if they become a client, they're already fast-tracked into their funding process rather than doing all the data collection and fixing this and fixing that. We're doing that in the intensive. So wow. $47. There's higher packages for more value, like there's a recording and there's templates and all kinds of things. But the website we tell you to go to will outline all of this. Bottom line, $47 gets you 2 days of this level of fire hose, guys.
Mm-hmm. Jim Myers, our buddy Jim, says he is university level training. Buckle your seatbelts for some good stuff, which is great.
Thanks, Jim. Okay. Hey, everybody who's not a client but who's watching this, come on. How do you get the kind of affection and love I have for my clients, yep, and how they feel about us and what we do for them?
Amen.
This is a mutual approbation society. Join it and find out how fundable you are, and let's make it happen.
What are the dates for the event there? For those that are, I'm sorry, we're obviously streaming this on Facebook Live, and it's going across some different channels. You'll be able to watch this on YouTube and Vimeo. But for those that are listening out there that are listening to this podcast on iTunes and the other 20 plus platforms, the website is epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. Once again, it's epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. And you said it's only $47 for the 2 day.
$47 for 2 days.
What are the dates of that going to be?
It's not a webinar. It's live. Questions and answers. Exactly what we're doing here, except I have a damn whiteboard behind me. And and I'm going to be blowing your minds. Okay. So yeah, it's December 1st and December 2nd, Saturday and Sunday, and you get to watch it in the privacy of your own pajamas. So I may even wear my pajamas just so we can have, that solidarity.
That's awesome. So it's a Saturday, Sunday, December 1st and 2nd. Out there, $47, guys. If they can't make it both days, is it recorded? They have opportunity to buy the replays as well, correct?
You can buy the replay if you're not available. And but if you need any information about this, or it's too hard to remember that string, info@zfunding.com, and they'll hook you up with the link. Jake, my executive assistant team, they will make sure. So info@zfunding.com to get a link, or epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. Online-bootcamp. I'm telling you guys, we are going to have a blast. I'm not in charge of pastries or coffee. You guys have to get your own, but I am in charge of wear a hat, because we want your hair will be blown back by the end of it. Okay? I'm telling you,
that is good stuff, man.
I'm sitting here literally building, because we've never done this before.
Yep.
And yet I have gobs and gobs and gobs of information that I want to give to people that don't harm the people who've paid us to help them and coach them. Mm-hmm. This is just going to facilitate that process, get people a higher level of fundability with or without our support. So I just look at this agenda, and it is going to, guys, it's going to be an awesome, awesome event. Saturday. Now you can also buy just the recording itself for, I think it's $97 if you're not going to attend live. And then I think it's $147. It's all on the page. $147 for the live event and the recording and templates and all the other goodies. And if you want me to do your fundability analysis, myself, then that's $297, which I take all the data that we do in the workshop, and we will set a date and a time for your fundability. So, but to get my kind of juice, I'm expensive. Just ask just ask anybody. But
it's well worth it there. That's still pretty cheap when you figure out everything you're providing there.
It's terribly inexpensive, but we're also starting it. I would get it now because the price is only going to go up as we see the demand for it increase. We just wanted to give all you first adopters, you have a chance. It's going to be more expensive, and our whole movement is. We just did an OREA event, the Ohio Real Estate Investors Association. Yep. There were 800 people in that universe in that event. We had 300 in our room, and 100 of them all bought tickets. Wow. So we're going to OREA. We're going back to Columbus, Ohio, for that event as well, and doing that live. So if you're in the Columbus, Ohio area, or anywhere where you can travel, you can actually come to the live event. Go to info@zfunding.com and ask about information for that Ohio event. The prices for 2018 are the same. So a live event, $47. Online event, $47. You first early adopters, get in here and get your shit together. Excuse my language.
No, that's all right, because I'm glad you said that, because don't put this off. You've got the end of the year. A lot of people want to do big things in the next year, but we've all had mind hurdles or mind blocks based on our past. And Merrill's sitting here telling you guys that you can overcome those things. As you said, 30 of the 40 things are all based on what you're at now and going forward with stuff out there, whether you're getting funding on the personal line of credit, getting business lines of credit. You've got some great things that you do with that too, Merrill, out there. And so when is the live event, just for those do you have the dates for that yet or not yet?
Actually, it's also December 1st and 2nd, and it may very well be simulcast. Okay. One way or the other, we will have the online and we're looking to simulcast them at the event. So, and I may need some of your coaching because you're a genius at this stuff, but the whole idea is to have a live audience, and then one of our producers will be there asking questions, just like people in the audience raising their hand. Online gets to raise their hand. You will actually have an ass in a virtual chair.
I love it. I'm glad to catch you through that. It's not too hard to do. You can use Zoom like you're using right now for the most part of that, which is great stuff there. That's awesome, dude. 2 days in Columbus, December 1st or 2nd, if you want to attend in person. You may want to wear a little bit more than pajama bottoms there at the in-person event.
Yeah, we're in charge of coffee at the in-person event. You're in charge. Yeah, but please dress appropriately for Columbus, Ohio in December.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little nippy.
Yeah, bring your parkas.
Yes, exactly. So that's huge. I'm so excited you're doing this, Merrill. It's I think it's a long time in coming, but you guys have been so busy working so hard with your existing client base and new clients. You haven't had a chance to put this together, but I'm so proud of what you're doing with this. This is going to be exciting. I'm excited to hear more of the details as we talk about this on No Camp in just over a week as well, with a big launch there. We are going to help you promote this. We're going to help you fill this up as well for you, because we believe in what you're doing. We know what you're doing works because it works for us. So that's a huge aspect of things.
We've reached a certain point in our business where we have so much proof of all these things, and what we're giving away at the event actually helps you as a client, or helps you if you're not a client. But it's so that, because we have so many people who enroll in our coaching programs, that our funding is going to happen faster and faster because of these. So we're almost doing it as an excuse. All right, people who don't become clients, Godspeed, God bless, go out there and you got a lot of great actionable intel.
Yep.
But if you're going to become a client, it's worth it to get you in a room and get all this stuff done up front, rather than doing it over the phone and email and everything on the back end after you sign up. I don't want that anymore. I want people coming prepared to us for their funding phase, not their launch phase. So that's what we're doing. And I think we're going to slay it.
I know you are. We're going to help you slay that dragon, buddy. And it's the thing. I want to make sure and clarify something here for everybody. Merrill said coaching. That's not like your traditional coaching program. You pay something and you do a little bit. What he means by this is where you have somebody there at CreditSense to hold your hand, to go through you step by step on your funding portfolio, because you're technically coaching through Steph on some things and us as well. It's not the same price as you would think of like my mastermind or things like that. It's a much smaller price point for that, but we don't even want you to get to that aspect right now. We want to talk about here. Let's get you the base. Let's build a good foundation of content, because Merrill is one of the few individuals going to these big credit bureaus, credit seminar, credit conferences, as you're a secret agent, man, aren't you?
I am a secret agent. CreditSense is the only consumer-facing organization that goes to these FICO events. Everybody's lenders, everybody's programmers and quants and people developing the underwriting guidelines, and we have dinner with these guys, and we're like, hey, this conversation was amazing. We're sitting with two guys in representing a big credit union, but what they don't know that I know is that all credit unions are regulated the same way, so they have to have similar structures across the board. We're like, so what's your underwriting criteria? How do you shape that for clients with less than perfect credit, 680 to 720 credit? And they're just giving me the spill. I mean, they're just telling me everything. I'm like, that's fascinating, because we find, and I'm just throwing out a few little tidbits to let them know that at least I can talk shop, and they're answering every question. And so now from our last visit, we have a even more robust knowledge of what credit unions nationwide, because they're all regulated the same way, what their funding criteria are. It's the greatest thing in the whole wide world.
Oh my gosh, you are a credit spy there.
Yeah.
It's like having your own personal instead of CIA, we have our own credit intelligence agency.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
credit intelligence.
# CIA CreditSense Intelligence Agency. There we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Making a note here, and I'll credit you everywhere it's published.
That's fine. We should get you some black sunglasses, like the
Yeah.
black sunglasses, the CreditSense on the side.
Yeah. Credit Intelligence Agency. No, I'm so excited. And imagine everybody who's listening, just think about it. All this intel on how the game is played. You can't win a game unless you know the rules. How would you like to just know what's going on? $47, man. Get it while the getting's good.
Exactly. Once again, everybody, that website is epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. Got a question here from the Chicago market, Julianne Ferraro. She goes, give us one secret. What is the best credit card or line for business accounts? Not one that goes on your personal credits?
Yeah. First of all, at the boot camp, we're actually going to be watching me vet banks to pick the right kind of banks, because you guys need to be credit eagles, not credit seagulls. We don't pick up any credit line from any freaking bank out there because you don't know the rules, and so you're going to get butchered in some fashion. So the direct answer to the question is that personal credit lines are too easy to use and they ruin your utilization. So you don't want to use credit lines or credit cards to do your deals on the personal private side. You want all of those to be on the business. Now you're going to be personally guaranteeing it, so you need to keep your nose clean and do and do right by the lenders. But you're going to get business lines of credit that do not report to the credit bureaus, to the personal credit bureaus. So, and there are many, anything Capital One does, they report to your personal. So when Capital One says, what's in your wallet? I'm saying, not your damn card. Because even the business cards report to personal and ruin your personal utilization and available credit and a whole bunch of technical geek stuff. But it's no bueno. So you want business lines of credit. Now, the best one, there are hundreds of banks, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 banks that all offer great credit lines. You just have to vet them and figure out what terms you want in order to be able to get $50,000, $100,000 per unsecured credit line. So there's not one instrument out there, but remember, a credit line and a credit card, God, come to the boot camp. There's a difference between credit cards and credit lines, personal and business. They are not the same. You want to write a check to do a deal, not a convenience check on a credit card. These are credit lines. Credit lines do not offer a 0%. Sorry, doesn't happen. That's how you know it's a credit line. There's not an introductory offer. If the interest rate is 12% or 22%, it's not a credit line. Those are in the 3 to 7% range. So you got to know, you're asking questions. We got to make sure you even know what words you're using, because one of the lessons we'll be discussing are what are all the instrument definitions and when to use them. So come to the online boot camp and get the opportunity, guys, to see this, because we're going to be discussing that there is not a single answer to this woman's question. It's that there is a type of answer. And we've got to make sure you know what question is asked. The intelligence of an answer is based on the intelligence of the question.
Ooh, good stuff.
Okay.
Good stuff there, man. And that's true. It's so true. You got to know the tier A, and then yes, the Capital One does always report to your personal, not just business. That's yeah. As an ex-banker, I understand that aspect of things. It's funny. I used to be a banker for JP Morgan Chase, and personal and business banker and stuff like that. And when you know what the competition is doing, you need to know that aspect of out there. While it may be easy to get, doesn't mean it's something you want to have in the long run. May pull you down and stuff like that. So excited for this, Merrill. We are so jacked up. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to have you on No Camp Week. I'm excited for the launch of that. I'm excited for December 1st and 2nd in Columbus, Ohio. With live stream, $47 for you guys to join it either in person or online from the comfort of your own home, in the heat, in your pajamas. with bedhead.
Wear a hat. Just wear a hat. I'm just telling you right now.
Exactly.
Could
Good stuff out there.
We take a group picture on Zoom where everybody's wearing their hat, right? Maybe
I have done that before because you can pull up like 30, 40 people on Zoom.
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking
I may starting the new year, I may promo get a hat so that your hair won't blow off when I finish your and so get a hat to protect your hair. What a great idea.
Good stuff out there. Good stuff there. Well, you have been mind-blowing today, as always, already, Merrill. We are excited once again. Website epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. $47, December 1st and 2nd from the comfort of your home or in the Buckeye Nation if you need to be there as well out there. But also, awesome. Best email to reach you is info@zfunding.com too for more information.
Yeah. More information. My team will get you exactly what you need for the links. I did want, info@zfunding.com. Now, I do want to say that all clients get to come to the online event for free because we're buying space. Clients can come to the Columbus, Ohio event, but just pay they get to pay the lowest amount and get the most awesome package. But we just want to pay for the space, right? But online, all clients are welcome, guys. All clients are welcome to register for free.
That is a huge offering. You sure you don't want to backtrack that because that's a huge thing if you're an existing client. So good stuff out there.
Well, because some of them some clients, especially the newers, may be stuck in a couple of, the cleaning up the identity, all the things that we need to do. Even though we're holding your hand every step of the way, sometimes we just got to take the time and get it done. That's why we're offering it to our current clients, because we want to blaze you through the launch phase so we can get into funding phase.
Good stuff there. Once again, everybody, get signed up, epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. Go to info@zfunding.com. Drop an email if you have any other questions. Merrill Chandler, you've outdone yourself once again, my friend. We're so happy for you. Excited for everybody to be taking part of this. That's the best way, like I said, info@zfunding to reach out to you guys for contact, right?
Yep.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for announcing this. Literally, pull up your signs. We were literally putting this together. You got your paperwork. This is a Note Closer Show podcast exclusive. First time there. He literally wrote that 5 minutes before coming on.
Yeah, this is my official announcement before he put the other one up there. epicfundingsecrets.com/online-bootcamp. See, I'm a pro.
You know what? You don't let technology stop you from going out and rocking it, which is a beautiful thing, brother.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, hey, I will talk to you here in a little bit. And then, of course, we'll talk this next weekend at
everybody. Go to, if you're not registered, go to Note Camp. Are you kidding me? This is the richest minefield or a mining capability for you guys to be able to everything you need to explode your note business. So and we want to be able to help you fund all of that with check accessible. So go to Note Camp.
Awesome. Merrill, once again, thank you so much for being a contributor here in a regular monthly episode, and also CreditSense for being a sponsor of the Note Closer Show podcast. So we're honored to have you. Love you in the family, bro. And we'll talk to you later. All righty.
Hey, man. Be well.
Right. All right, guys. That is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Note Closer Show. Once again, go check it out. Take advantage of it. I guarantee nobody else is doing that for you. And you'll get more information there and secrets and have your own credit agent man helping you out with it. So go out, take action, and we'll see you all at the top, everybody. Bye.